Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the kickoff of the Research Challenge. Welcome to Armani Hotel. Not a bad place to have kickoff. Yeah. My name is Binod Shankar, and I'm a board member of CFA Emirates Society. I'm also head of the career services at CFA Emirates Society. So I welcome all of you here, mentors, faculty advisors, and university teams. Thank you so much for coming on a Saturday afternoon. So, brief presentation about the kickoff as well as what lies ahead. Before we start that, CFA Emirates Society, our three missions are to develop future professionals, to build market integrity, and basically to deliver member value. And this is part of that activity. Yeah. We have our president of CFA Emirates here, Mr. Richard Lee. Richard, can you stand up, please, if you don't mind? And other people will be joining us soon as well. Yeah. Without further ado, I'll kick off the presentation. So the agenda for today is the presentation, introduction, that's myself. Richard will speak briefly about expectations of judges from the teams because he's been a past judge on previous competitions. There will be two participants, past participants, Samina and Mariam, who will talk about the experience in the past research challenge so that, share how interesting and learning experience it is. Mohit Malhotra will be teaching or delivering a workshop for 1.5 hours on equity valuation. I'm sure you know equity valuation, but it's good to refresh and get some, brush up your basics. So he's going to talk about that. He's a qualified trainer, CFA charter holder. And then to add to that, I also decided that I think it's very important you brush up your presentation skills because on the final day, on the first week of March, presentation is going to be very important. So I'm going to have someone, Samir Makaram is going to come and talk for an hour about presentation and how to make an impact and influence while presenting at the final day. And then Mark, our volunteer. Has anyone seen Mark before? Mark, can you please stand up? Okay. So Mark Gadalla is the person who's emailing you all the while. He's the guy who's been organizing this. Thanks so much, Mark, for your contribution. Without further ado, I'll just kick off my session. Okay. So the Research Challenge is brought to you by CFA Emirates, and of course, it's an annual event from CFA Institute. How it works is local CFA societies work in conjunction with universities. Okay. Each team works with a mentor to research a public listed company, a local company, and the team findings are evaluated by a local panel. One of the judges is Richard here. And the local champions, of course, go to the regional competition, which is in Jordan this time. And if you win Jordan, you go to New York. Okay, so that is the ambition here. Like Mark keeps saying, global or nothing, right, Mark? That's the ambition this time. We want to go to New York. Okay, no pressure. Okay, whatsoever. Right. Benefits, I think lots of benefits are not really realized by a lot of students. For students and teams, you will learn about being an equity analyst, you learn about equity presentation skills, analytical skills, you develop your resume, you can put on your, on your LinkedIn profile that you participate in the challenge. It actually means a lot to employers in that segment, asset management. You get hands-on mentoring. In this room around you, there are some very qualified, very experienced mentors, people like Youssef, people like Jap, who have been there, done that. Okay, so please learn from them, and we'll have a different separate slide on that as well. Network and travel. When you network, you travel, you go to Jordan, and hopefully you go to New York as well. And even here, you meet lots of fellow students, fellow professionals. So it's a great experience, and please try and learn from that. Yeah. So the last research challenge, we had 5,700 students participating last year, 4,000 volunteers, 85 countries, 112 local challenges like the one that we're kicking off today, and 1,100 universities participated last year. And this year should be even bigger and better and grander globally. This is a global event, right? It's not just a UAE event. Yeah. Last year, the champions were from Philippines, the 2019 global champions. And this year, we're going to have the EMEA regional challenge in the Dead Sea area, Jordan, in 1st or 2nd of April. And the final, America's regional final would be also in New York. Yeah. Important slide. This is the universities and the mentors, right? So we have 9 universities. very happy to have you on board. Thank you for coming once again. Thank you for the faculty advisors for taking the initiative and bringing your teams here. Really appreciate that. We have 9 universities, and each university has been assigned a mentor. Most mentors are in the room around you. A couple of mentors will be coming a bit later, and definitely you have already been connected by Mark to all your mentors by email. So it's very important you connect with them, and they'll share their experience and help you take it forward. Yeah. All of these guys, by the way, as you notice, are CFA charter holders. Yeah, very, very important. They've been there, done that. They're also, and we have picked this mentor panel for the first time this year, they're all either equity analysts or portfolio managers, or they have done equity analysis or portfolio management. So I was very keen that this year we get on board people who have done that, so they can help you with how to prepare reports and how to present to an audience. Yeah. Deadlines, very importantly. So this is the deadlines. Today is the kickoff. Okay. 1 week of sort of preliminary research. On 16th of November, as Mark has emailed to you, we will actually be going to Dubai Ports World in Jebel Ali. That is Jebel Ali, right, Mark? Jebel Ali, where they will do a site visit of the port, and then the head of investor relations, Radwan Ahmed, a very professional guy who was an ex-equity analyst himself, interestingly, okay, will actually deliver a presentation on Dubai Ports World to you. Okay, I'll be there, Mark will be there as well on 16th of November. You will get more details over the next few days about exact timings, etc., etc. Okay. And then on 23rd November, we hope to have another session with the same head of investor relations. This time it will be you asking him questions and him answering on specific queries you have on the company and the business. Okay, so we're going to have it 1 week later. Then there's a long gap. Christmas, New Year happens, but don't slack it off, because on 10th of January, the first draft is due to your mentor, the first draft of the report. And deadlines are very important. On 5th of February, the final report is due to CFA Emirates. We have a grader, we have a couple of graders, all CFA charter holders who will evaluate your report over the next few weeks. And D-Day is on 1st of March 2020, where hopefully, maybe in the Armani Hotel, we'll have a fantastic presentation, local final presentation, where the teams that made it through the grading, okay, hopefully all of you make it through the grading, but all the teams that make it through the grading will be asked to present to a panel of 3 judges. And then, of course, you have a runners-up final in Beirut. There's a regional final in Jordan, and there's a global final in New York. So it's a very well planned out, very well structured global event. Okay, you'll be getting this email. I'll send this presentation to you, so don't worry about taking pictures, everything. Okay, I'll send the presentation to the faculty advisors, yeah, soon. Suggested process, again, we suggest that you start work early. Some mentors have already started talking to the universities. There's a lot of work to be done in terms of collecting research, understanding the company, right? Preparing the financial model, preparing the report. Please don't underestimate the importance of preparing the report itself. That takes time. And of course, brushing up and rehearsing your final presentation before coming to stage on 1st of March. Extremely important points here. The company is DP World, the subject company is DP World, and it's a public company listed on the Dubai financial market, revenue of $5.65 billion, market cap of $11 billion. It's a large cap company, very professional company. I've talked to the head of investor relations. He's very eager to meet the teams and share the knowledge of this company with you guys. The site visit will be on 16th of November, that is next Saturday, and the Q&A session will probably be on phone, conference call or webinar maybe on 23rd of November with investor relations. Yeah. Rules overview. I've already got the rules, but very quickly, basically, it has to be original work. It has to be, you have to enroll in the university. You cannot contact the company outside of organized events. So you have limited contact. Think of it analyzing a company normally. If you're an equity analyst working in the real world, how would you analyze a company? It's the same kind of exposure, same kind of information they do have from the companies, no more, no less. Mentors and faculty may not contact the company. This is, of course, the ground rules, etc., etc. Yeah. And of course, you've heard of material non-public information, aka inside information. Don't expect that, and don't look for that. Yeah. Of course, when you're analyzing the companies. Yeah. Right. Advisor-mentor involvement. Faculty advisors from the universities, you know what you should be doing, and industry mentors also will be helping you, yeah, talk about their roles as well. Youssef, you want to come and talk about, yeah? So just a quick introduction. Youssef was a past mentor, he's a current mentor, and he's going to talk about what a mentor expects, right?
Absolutely. So I think you have a long list on the screen for both mentors and students on the next slide. We'll keep you to read this at your convenience, but I think really a few key messages, right? I think one for the students is, I think first thing is well done on signing up. Kind of completely appreciate how kind of between exams, projects, personal commitments, extracurricular, but kind of that's really the way to go, to always kind of stretch yourself a little bit and do one or two things more than you think you can do, and that is the attitude that will kind of keep you going through. So well done on signing up and committing to that, and kind of make that the general attitude. You're always stretching yourself, trying to do a little bit more than you think you can normally do. I think the second point is, now that you've signed up, try to get the absolute best of this, right? So you're going to be meeting, you have a lot of people in the room, outside the room, all the events that we're going to be organizing more. Try to make the best out of this, speak to everyone, connect with everyone, try to really make it part of your just everything that you do. Kind of leads to that. So again, for example, a lot of the educational materials you have, try to apply as much as possible to that. Whatever you learn here, try to take it back to your courses. Same thing, most of you are in the last year, you're applying for jobs, etc. You'll have case studies as part of that you will need to complete, both models, presentations. Try to use as much as possible of what you learn here and apply it there, and vice versa. Make that as part of everything that you're trying to do. Don't think of this as a separate burden, something that you have to do on top of everything else that you're doing. It's more of really a way of to enhance everything else that you're doing and connect with that. I think the third point is, no one kind of in the room or elsewhere is better than you or has something that you don't have, right? There's a clear process that Binod outlined. You go through the process, you put the time, you put the commitment, and you can definitely win here, you can definitely win regional, right? So don't feel kind of disadvantaged, or you're starting from behind, or someone else is definitely in a better place. No one is, everyone is starting from the same place, and if you put enough hours, enough commitment, and enough effort, you can definitely be a winner at all of these levels. So I think, again, just the key message is, well done on signing up. Make sure you get the absolute best out of it. Kind of really use every resource you can, and then aim for the top prize, because in addition to trips to Jordan and Beirut, which are really very nice, you can really do it, right? There's nothing that prevents you. And I think on the mentors point, I think the key is really more for the students, right? We're here, we're available, would love to help as much as we can. It's really on you to kind of reach out, ask as many questions as you can, send as many emails, call as many times, and really try to get as much of this, right? Everyone here would love to help, and that's the reason everyone signed up, from faculty to mentors to organizers. But it's really on you to kind of try to say, I need help on this, I need that, ask as many questions as you can, because that's the only way you really get the best out of it. And again, kind of feel free to read all of that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime, not only to the professors and mentors on your team, but literally everyone in the room. Everyone would love to help. So please just make the best out of it, and really reach out anytime you want.
Yeah, thanks. Just quickly to go back to what Youssef said, I want to stress one important point, because in the past we found some teams have been not very proactive. Listen, I mean, people here are busy. So for example, Yap is the head of research and managing director at Arkham Capital, right? Rashmi Garg was a portfolio manager. There are other people around it. So it's not possible that they will follow up with you. You need to follow up with them. They're experts. They're highly experienced people. So please chase them up, fix meetings, fix phone calls, maybe once in 2 weeks or once a week. Even if you cannot meet personally, at least try and contact them for advice. Report scoring, you probably got this in the rules that we sent out to all universities. This is the criteria for scoring the report, the graded report that you will submit before the presentation. Business description, financial analysis, investment summary, etc., etc. And this is the presentation scoring, very similar to what I talked about earlier, but they will also focus a lot on the presentation. How effective or convincing was your presentation? Very important, okay? Was it logical, and did the facts support the recommendation? Okay, in past competition, we have had teams standing here and said, oh, this assumption is because our mentor told us. We can't have that statement being made. We want you to justify why you put it on the slide there, and why the mentor will not speak for you. It's you going to be speaking on that day. Yeah. Next steps, a lot of information that you can arrive. I think the registration has already been done by the teams, so all that is done. Fantastic work, yeah. And that's pretty much it. We want to aim higher this year. The reason why we have a fantastic team of mentors and faculty advisors and unis is we want to go beyond the local challenge. We want to go beyond the regional challenge. We want to go to New York. Okay, so we all need to dig deeper. I've provided fantastic resources for you in terms of mentors. Mark and myself are here to support you whenever required. Okay, as long as the board as well. Any questions? If not, I'll invite Richard to come and speak briefly about the judge's perspective. Richard, come over here. I'll hand the mic to you.
Thank you. I mean, when Binod invited me, I didn't know that I have so many of you. They are extremely respected industry specialists in our audience. He didn't tell me, yeah, he's gonna be here. Youssef, Rashmi, and Uncle. Where is Uncle?
He's not come yet. He's coming soon.
Yeah. So many of you here. I feel like I shouldn't be the one talking, but since he already made the invitation, I dutifully obliged to share a bit with you this afternoon. And yeah, if you can remember 5 letters, one is simple, and the other one is, if you don't mind me referring to my own notes, second word is make sense, third is interesting, fourth is less is more, and then the last one is engage. Now if you combine these 5 characters together, what do you get? Smile, yeah. Smile. I'll come to that later. Now, simplified, you're basically going to speak to a panel of judges, and it may be a quite a complicated company, but in this case, DP World, I think it may be quite straightforward. They move the boxes around. You simplify their earnings, their business model, and share with us. Now, in your analysis, a lot of time you will come to, you run some numbers, you come some conclusion, and we should not take the conclusion for granted. You have to challenge it, and you have to really ask yourself whether these conclusions make sense or not. All right? If you do PE valuation, and if you do price to book, if you do EV EBITDA, they come up with different numbers. It's fine, but you just have to explain it and take a call. Which one would you want to choose? Of course, a lot of the times people say, I put 50% here, 50% there, or 30%, 30%, 30%. You could do that, but you just have to justify that. For me, it's good to be bold and go out there and take a decision which you feel that you are converted, and you present that. Now the third point is really less is more. Now it's hard when you do a presentation. You want to put as much things into that, how many pages in the presentation, but to me, less is really more. You can keep some of them in the appendix, but in the beginning, try to keep it less so that you do not seem to be rushing through the presentation, which is the next point, because you are in front. You are really there to engage in a conversation with the judges as well as the audience. You are not there to go through the slides. Yeah, you're not there to go through the slides. When you have too many slides, yes, it's always in your mind, you have to rush to finish it within the time. But if you have less, then you really have time to stand around and, just engage them. All right? And the last is smile. It gives you some confidence to engage the judges. It is quite unnerving at your age, because I was once your age. That was a few decades ago. It is unnerving to be speaking in front of people, and especially you'll be facing a lot of professionals. But don't worry, this is your stage. Take charge, engage them, smile, and win the competition. All right? Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. I heard he's a very tough, very wicked judge, so be very careful of him on 1st of March, by the way. I'm just kidding. Richard is a judge. He will be judged this year as well. He's also the president of CFA Emirates. Thank you so much for your kind words. Now, I'll like to invite 2 people who have participated in the past competitions. I wanted to hear from them how the competition was, because you may not believe me, you may not believe Mark or Richard, but you'll believe someone of your peer group. I first want to invite Samina Burhani. Samina was a student of Middlesex University, and Samina participated in the challenge in which year was this? last year's challenge. So a few words on your experience.
Can I just
Yeah,
put
sure.
it
Yeah.
on?
It's okay, Samina, you can
Yeah.
speak from memory.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's all right.
It's okay, go ahead.
You can close it. Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Samina from the MENA team last year, and Binod asked me to come here and speak a few words. I do not want to go into anything that's too technical because I'm sure that'll anyways be covered. What I want to do is share a few things that I made mistakes on and I learned from. So to begin with, I want to talk about the organizing and planning of how you go about this. So very firstly, okay, I'm sure everyone over here is really excited about getting to know everything about DP World and cracking into the valuations and getting to know everything about the research properly. My